We're live.
Did the picture get better? Yeah. I would stop it.
No, I don't want to end it because then I have to set it all up again. You have to set it all up again at the end.
So much excitement.
Oh, yeah. The new banners out here. The new banners for the polls out here.
The light poles.
Yeah, the winter, the summer ones will come down, the winter ones will go up.
Not the two kind of
Not my favorite.
Yes.
So Pat, you know who won the decorating contest? Did you ever hear who won the decorating contest?
Yeah, their barber.
Did
And, The teaching and stuff.
I called that, Jason said something, I said, what I see, that's really the two, I had it down between first and second.
Well, I think we may have to make copies of that.
Well, you,
Can you go in there and make copies? Why don't you make
just the agenda sheet, how many you want?
10, I would think,
Right.
copies of the agenda? Oh, each of us need it.
I can't, I mean, no. Okay.
Oh, well, then you gave me the wrong,
I'll give you a whole packet.
oh,
I didn't know if you did the next. The next one.
I gave Doug the,
Oh, no, I gave everybody a packet. So he, but then, everybody has a little bit of better packet.
you're making this hard.
Huh?
You're making this hard. You get to flip on the second side. You trust me to be able to flip the page over?
Yes, I'm gonna remind everybody.
Yeah, I need pictures.
I'll put a big arrow at the bottom.
Well, we'll have extra minutes or agenda in case someone shows up.
Right, so my question to you is,
It's not my dream, but if the other ones are pleased with it, I'm pleased with it. I would do it for that. I'll smile on my face.
alright, so he's, everybody has to look at it because they've not seen, I know I sent this one out here.
What are you doing going into the inner sanctum? Are you someone special now? Going in the inner sanctum?
Oh, yes, just wandering.
I sent him to that to Rich's and said, must be nice. That's why I was concerned about it starting so soon.
Well, I don't get trouble. And because, I don't know if I have to go back through the whole process.
We'll find out after we stop this. And we're not doing the action.
Jim Burt will be Dave Steamster's Gobi presentation again today. Wanting us to, Jim Burt sent me Dave Steamster's presentation on Gobi from PLPA and the lead last year. Hoping that we will not allow tournaments, the early bastard. But I'm not really sure what already we have to stop that. It's gonna take some time.
What is the reasoning that he doesn't want us to have?
I support him on it, the BLPA on that. The round gobies are very aggressive invasive species that will eat up the bass eggs as soon as they're taken off of the nest. They haul them back to town and let them go, and
We got an email from Dave Steamster today. He wants, we did that one little presentation, based on the annual meeting.
Yeah.
But he wants to do a little more polished one this year, so we're gonna meet him this coming week.
Like the whole pack that we're gonna be going through or no?
I guess maybe that way.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna follow it to the T.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, no, I'm in support of that whole idea. I just don't know how much control we would have to man our grant to do this, you know what I mean? Being that it is public property, we really don't hold the.
Well, last year they did that huge one,
That's
without ever letting us, anyone.
Yeah, and they have, there's many of those go off every, that I know nothing about. They come and they go off. They just, you get down there early in the morning, you'll see the boats all milling around in the river waiting for the start. That's when I know that I have.
Well, the one that we did, the boats went out in the lake and held around, and did their start from out there.
Yeah, they do it at the boat ramp, sometimes I see them.
Ellen, so Kim saw that I bought this today. There was a time period of time people could purchase the banks that we just played 10 and 5 and anyway. Ours was anywhere. Oh, okay, because Ken would like to have the ones that we paid for. So I will come.
Tell Jeff to let me know. Somebody let me know what way going out there.
Okay.
There's a big. Something that that's just what we did with that, we posted it. Certain much time for people to come who had purchased them.
Yep.
And take them, and the rest would go.
And I.
So, she has a question.
Did tell him.
That way we'll be in our question.
are you?
Dandy. Oh, I'm tired and I'm sore. Where do you want me, Beth? Where do you want me?
I'll be here. I think Pat's stuff is here. You can be next to me this week. I'll write down as soon as
I got a stuff for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Couple of boxes probably.
Just one.
Just one.
I think the town looks beautiful.
I'm glad that you said you'll pick them up because it's like, I don't think I want to try to pick it up.
I'll grab it.
I'm a whip.
I'll grab it.
I'm a whip.
I'm thinking it looks like next week probably will be on. Supposed to be next time.
But that said, I think the town looks wonderful. The Celtics look great. I think it looks very good.
And knock down wood, not one VFI was
Did you really say that?
Yeah, that's gonna happen all day. And typically, we carry the ladder at the back of the truck, because usually every morning you reset one or two. It's just one today. We're both having.
So are they on a timer or are they on?
Well,
Is it what company?
okay, there's different zones, okay?
Yeah.
For the most part,
Workshop.
they're all on one timer with the computer.
Okay.
That one,
Yeah.
I put it to on Wednesday, and then didn't change that until Monday.
Okay.
So, those have been on, but then, the ones down by the parking lot, down there, those are on a different time. I have never found.
Okay.
And then there's a couple of them that consumers have control of, and they put on 20%.
Okay.
So,
Well, that explains all that.
so it kind of bounces all around. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
What are you doing walking this?
I miss it.
I mean, get back home to them, that's good.
Yeah.
That's the truth about the flags.
Oh, yeah, they're all still down there.
Yeah, I gotta get with Ken. I know Michigan State's one, Western or Central, I couldn't remember what he said. And then there's a weird one. So I'll get with him.
Yeah,
I
they're-
thought someone was going to get the first. It's just a three. No. It's just extra. This one should be on an island.
This is a huge agenda, Beth.
Yes, it is.
Glad you're here to help, Mr. Allen. I've heard and seen the name a number of times, and I didn't have a face to go with that, so good.
Not a very handsome face, but now you have one.
I disagree. Aren't we so awesome? I know.
So,
Oh, I was sitting in my living room talking to my daughter in Florida. Oh,
it's right.
I'm
It's
nothing of myself.
wicked out our way.
Yes, it's just so.
Well, good, then people won't be so upset with
What's
school.
snowmobiling on Monday and today?
Yeah, that was crazy, but
Okay, 6:00, can we call the meeting to order, please? I'll take roll call. Beth? Here. Dale? Here. Stacy? Pat?
here,
And Andrew? Any public comments on the agenda, which the agendas are up here if anybody can get one? Would anybody like to make a motion accept the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second,
I'll do that one.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Okay, motion to pay the bills. I sent out to you all packets for the bills. There has been four additional ones. So if you guys want to take a quick look at these, so we can approve them all at one time. What's that?
Oh,
You wanna look at those four?
Yeah, I looked.
You already looked at them?
Earlier. yes.
Okay, then we're good. Yeah, anybody like to make a motion to approve the bills?
Oh.
I'll do that.
Okay, so Gail makes the motion,
And I second.
second by Pat, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Last month's minutes, did everybody get a chance to look at those? I sent them out also. If there's any corrections?
I'll make a motion to approve last month's meetings of November 5th, 2024.
And Gail will.
Yep.
Second
Just go
it,
back and
actually.
forth.
Gail. All in favor? Doug, did you have any updates on the grant that you'd like to give
We
us?
are approximately have 15,000 left when the last round, this round of bills gets turned into reimbursement. We're just kind of holding for a little bit to make sure that there's nothing outstanding, and then we'll figure out how to spend the rest.
Doug, can I cut you for 1 minute? We have 3 bills that have not been signed by you. If you could take a look at those. Thank
Did
you.
you say 15?
15,000 would be left out of the 100,000. So we did just submit one that we had to re-clarify because of the way it was worded to get reimbursed, it was not. But yeah, she said approximately 15,000 left in there.
I'm sorry. You have to ask me, I don't know.
So we put, somebody put in a grant, I guess Bill did, or Bob, but it didn't include, it just included the bathrooms down at DeVoe instead of all, what was the other thing?
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
we're,
no.
well, we're gonna talk about, I thought you were gonna ask him if any of the money you have left over, can we use that towards the retaining wall? Or is that, okay,
This
That's what
is,
she was-
this was the youth grant
is you?
that we got through William County,
Okay,
and we specified for park, just for cooperation
just
park.
for cooperation part.
And we have done much more than we anticipated. Bathrooms become much cheaper, so I've been able to expand on all of things.
Okay, since we're on cooperation, I can't say the word very well, cooperation part. You know how you bought the shades or what,
Yes.
my bride things, is
Yes.
that what we say?
Your shake.
Here it
your
comes
shake,
again.
You have them going this way. Is there any chance we could put them this way so it'll cover from the bottom to the top and get purchase more?
Like the other ones do, like the blue ones do, they go up and down,
Have
so
you
it
been
covers
up
the
there
whole
recently?
thing.
No,
It is now done in all those 6 footers that are, it is covered from bottom to top.
okay,
It is
okay, cause,
all the way around with the
Okay.
exception of the penalty doors
okay, which makes sense,
and the
Okay.
Zamboni end,
okay,
Right.
right in front of the
okay.
rest stop.
We-
It's all
Okay, great,
enclosed.
yeah, because that little green one,
Yeah.
little,
Yeah, no, they're all the way up. We did that just trying to get it covered up for lobster fest.
oh, okay,
Wind breaks.
Okay, good.
They'll stay up pretty much all the time.
All right, we'll check it out and confirm.
Okay, please do. And
I will. Oh, that's okay. I'll
Okay.
manage that. That'll work.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Mhm.
So we're still looking to spend a little bit more money.
Yeah, and there's,
And how much time do we have left to do that?
it's open-ended. I mean, I'd like to get it wrapped up soon, but there is no time. They've allocated money and it's just obviously.
Is it all youth sports, whatever is
Yeah, it
related
was
to
a
youth
youth,
sports?
for youth grant, came through the ARPA money. And the county broke it out and gave out, I think they gave out like 500,000. The max they would give was 100 and we received that. The league got some money as well, so.
Okay.
But we were able to, so far, expand a lot of things we've done. I think we have to use it in like different categories that I mentioned in the original application. But like we did, instead of doing $5,000 worth of gravel, we did 10,000. In the wind screens, we had gotten some of those for the field, including we had more money, we went all the way around the rink too. So maybe we can do something like that on the tennis court. So
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah, that would be nice.
just the pickleball people would love it.
We would.
Yes, we would.
I'm just kidding.
All right,
Yeah,
so that's
that would
something we can discuss at the next one.
Okay.
If everybody can come up with some idea, for him to spend some money at the parks. Okay, nothing else?
Thanks.
No, that's where we're at on that one.
Okay. Motion to approve to keep Andrew as youth representative. Is everybody for that or against it? And do we have a motion?
Keeping in mind the weather tonight, and Andrew is not here, it's the first time since he's been appointed, he has not made a meeting.
Right.
I think having someone younger than us is a very valuable asset to the Parks Commission.
I agree.
And I noticed on the agenda coming up that we're going to be asking him to provide input from more youth. So
Right.
I think it's a good idea to keep him as the youth advisor.
I think he's very interactive. I didn't know him and I thought really, and then he seems very interactive. I think he's
Very
very
knowledgeable.
into and very helpful to us that maybe aren't as technologically.
So does anybody want to make a motion to keep him?
I make a motion.
And I'll second.
Neil makes the motion, Pat second, all approved? Aye. Okay. Any updates on the travel baseball team?
I stopped up there today and tried to find somebody, but.
Nothing. Okay. So we'll
Nothing
keep,
yet.
we'll
I'm
keep
really
that on the
optimistic.
agenda and we'll keep working on it.
Yep, I wanna get
Because
it.
that would be revenue that we need. I'm just confirming, Doug, you followed up with Linda Moore in the letter,
Bob responded to her, but I took care of most of
the agenda?
Yeah.
Okay, her concerns and,
Yeah, we moved the trailer out of the way and we will be posting the no fishing, no picnicking.
Yeah.
That sign, I'll have a sign made up with all the deed restrictions on, we'll post them on everything, but.
Cause I could see what the problem was. We
Just-
pulled in and saw there's nothing there. So
Right, I mean-
everybody probably just doesn't realize that they can't.
It's,
Just for clarification, this is the area by the Red Barn.
Correct.
which I just now found out where the red barn.
Yeah, it's right on that.
yeah, and when that property came to
Dots.
the township, it came with deed restrictions. And,
So we need to follow up,
yeah, and,
to the best of our ability.
correct,
But we're not the police, so don't call the parks, if somebody's parked there, you have to call somebody else, not
right,
people
right,
on
I
the
mean,
parks, because we cannot do anything. There's no legal.
and it is a road right away, so
Right.
if people pull the end of the road clear and they park, there's nothing that can be.
See, we're cruising right along, guys.
Yeah, good.
All right, new contract for parks, see attachment. Just been fiddling with this. Doug, did you get a chance to look at
Yeah, I
it?
did. I liked it.
You liked it?
And it will go back to the format that the township has. We'll just give them our correction and they will make it in their website. Oh, you're just now looking at it, so.
No, I looked at it before, I'm just double checking that
Okay,
I didn't overlook something.
okay.
There are, you do, this is, yeah,
I think we need to add a line on there for the person to identify their insurance carrier.
Okay.
oh, instead of just checking the box if they have insurance.
Yes.
They,
So,
they should
so,
give
so-
you a copy of the policy.
so proof of liability insurance, yes, copy obtained.
Yeah, it's,
So we would.
But then that's another piece of paper to look at, where if we just pull up this form, do we have a place to write in the name of the insured?
oh, you want it
Oh,
on
we can
this?
put a line right there.
Yeah.
Because this is all, I mean, it's all one form now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Doug, we're gonna need dumpster number to obtain per organization per number,
250 people
250,
is a dumpster. Or
for what needs for one dumpster,
if you have 250 people,
One per 250 persons.
okay?
And is it the
or that
same,
should be ported down, should be the 250. A dumpster,
250 for the porta john?
yeah, a dumpster, I guess, is gonna depend on the event, what they're doing. You know what I mean? If you're having two,
Dinner, food,
Right.
all that stuff,
right,
there's
if
more
it's a
trash.
huge 250 people sitting down for a meal, there's a lot of garbage.
Okay,
If it's, can be 250 people for like a poker run or something where they're leaving there, and there will be no garbage.
okay.
Or maybe a little bit that they're willing to haul away themselves, you know what I mean?
So is
There's a lot
200,
of, the dumpster's a gray area, but the bathrooms, at 250 people, you get one.
But we don't wanna leave dumpster out, do we? I mean, I think it should be on there.
No, when
If we
they
say
fill their
200
application, leave it, should be our discretion as to whether you're gonna need the dumpster or not. It's gonna be a bigger event that needs a dumpster, so
Okay,
you're gonna be in negotiations with them anyway.
okay.
And then,
you're right,
like
yeah.
a two-time deal last year had no dumpster. They should have had a dumpster.
Okay,
They were serving food, there was
and they had it more than one day.
multiple days.
Okay,
That's.
Well, the way I see it is though, if at the max,
Mhm.
like if you've got a big event, 250 will be work.
Right.
So if you leave it at that, then we can always come down. It's harder to go back, it's harder to
Right.
go up. I mean, we could put dumpster needs to be obtained by organization, one per 250 persons can be
negotiate.
negotiated. You never want to go up, it's easier to
Right,
back up.
and then the porta johns, that's,
Everything else looks okay?
yep. It's like the daily rate is very variable for each event. I mean, somebody wants to come in and have a family reunion, you know, or somebody wants to come in and do something that they're gonna be making money on. Two different. What you would
So
charge.
it's per case, per event.
Yeah, everything, that type of stuff we have to look at as a group and decide what is.
Okay, so in the future, anybody who wants to run anything needs to come to the Parks Board, not the
Go out there.
supervisors.
Fill out the application goes
To the parks, and then we
right.
put in what we want done
For
and
the-
need.
The simple day-to-day one, I will handle that,
Okay,
like when they want to rent the pavilion for the day for a birthday party or something like that, approved.
All that other
Goes
stuff
through,
isn't
yeah.
necessary.
That doesn't need to go through. The bigger events will go through you,
okay,
where you'll be able to decide, say, boat races, they're gonna come talk to you. The tune time has to come before you. Those are things that I can't make those, the bigger ones, but
okay.
the little things, like somebody wanting to rent the ice rink for a couple hours.
Right,
We
that's
don't need to.
Okay.
sounds good.
Any other questions or comments on the form? So do we have to make a motion to make these amendments, amend these with the,
I'll make a motion.
And I will second.
I'm surprised. Sorry.
Dale, second by Pat, all approved, nay. Okay, Moran Ironwork, I have not talked with them yet, but I will restart to look at it. We have not heard anything from the Veterans Bureau that we're gonna get their memorial, that we could use that, not go the route we were gonna try to go. Okay? Anybody object to that? And I think we
So we're
just,
gonna table Moran.
no, I would like to continue it because we have
Oh,
not.
yeah, but not do anything tonight. We will table it for further
I'm gonna
action.
go and get, information, how much,
Yeah.
and I think we can just start with one. You know,
What is the framework?
framework, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can start with one, see how much he would charge us, and we go from there.
Okay.
Does that work?
So we're just not doing anything.
Nothing, no,
We're gonna
nothing.
table it to another meeting.
I just don't wanna take the stuff
Yeah,
off the agenda,
correct.
because then I think things get left behind. Okay. Do you want us to do you next, so you can, go, or are you having fun here?
I can have a blast. There you go.
All right. Tune time.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do about, he talked with Trudy, and he came up with his own contract again. I mean, we have notes from Trudy, which everybody read, and then Gail revised them a little bit. What the
Showed them
contract,
up and
what the contract should be. But does somebody want to take the lead on that and give him a call and say, hey, we need to go over your contract a little bit more?
His requirements or requests. I think we should let Doug take the lead on this because he is the one that is going to have to oversee everything. And I do have exceptions or concerns with
I
a
do
couple of
too.
the things that he wants.
yeah, I do too.
So I would just say, let's go item by item and discuss it.
Okay, that's fine with me.
So do you want to go before this or after?
No, I'm interested to hear.
Okay, well, because you're at
They're-
Women's Club.
They have a stake in it.
Yeah,
We do.
Okay,
Okay, on the banners, my thoughts are, if they're going on the lights, no, because that's for the promotion of the town. If he wants to put banners up somewhere, that's another issue to discuss with Doug, I think.
Yeah, the problem is they did it already. And it's also a DDA issue.
it's
It's
DDA
not
gave them,
just us, it's DDA.
DDA gave them permission to put them up. And they're their poles, not the township's poles. Am I correct?
Yes.
They belong to the DDA. So, yes, they should be, but we can't tell DDA what they can put up, what they need.
What I'd say is the problem is the Women's Club have, paid for those banners that are up throughout the year now, last year, and every year whenever we put them up. If he goes ahead and he wants to put them up in March, in May, and he wants to leave them up till January, or June, Well, then that
They're
means
going
ours,
into the Fourth of July week.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. And so what that means is basically the banners that we've spent are gonna be up less time than his.
Especially during the summer.
And he's making money to put it in his pocket, not, it's not it benefits our town to a degree, yes. So if we do it, maybe that span has to be smaller. He has to put them up, he has to take them down, it has to be written in a contract. Because from my understanding, he didn't do it when he said he was supposed to last year,
He did them when he was supposed to.
as
But
quickly,
he was supposed to,
put the
as part of
banners
the
back up.
agreement, he was supposed to remove the winter banners. And when he took his back down, put the summer banners
Correct,
back
and
up.
he did not do
He
so.
did not do that.
Okay, and another question, his banner said that it's the
Third weekend,
and he's got the dates for the fourth weekend.
which is the weekend before the
So
week
if
of
it's
July.
still the third weekend and we take them down that weekend and we put ours up, I don't think there's an issue. So
Ours
I
should be
think the
up.
first thing we need to do is clarify his dates to see when he's going to, do this.
Because that date, that's the weekend before Fourth of July week. People come in, put their boats in, they stay all week long, and they take their boats out the next weekend, which means we're gonna have everybody putting their boats in for Fourth of July, and we're gonna have all these people coming up for the Tune Time race. And not to mention our restaurants, all of our town, I don't know that they can absorb all that at the same time. For me, if he's bringing people into our town, it should be at a time that maybe we don't have as many people there. And like I said, he has said the third weekend of June, and that is
I mean,
not
that's
what
his
this
banner
is.
says, too, so
Right.
I think before we figure out all this, we need to figure out if he's got the right dates.
Well, and I think I know what he's shooting for, is he's trying to come in right behind Summerfest season. So that he can then utilize the same like last year. He didn't have to take the tent set up because they left the tent up.
When
Throughout
is
the week.
Summerfest?
It was the week before, it was last year. And I'm assuming it'll be the same this year. I haven't seen
We're
anything
working
on
on
that yet, but,
Winterfest.
and that was another issue I had, last year we did, but then he had issues with people being in his area. We're not gonna police that for a week, you don't leave your tent up for a week.
Well, he left it up,
Well,
and he didn't rent for all the time that
Right, he
tent
didn't
was
have
up.
to pay for
right
that
for
week.
the whole week.
But
So that's the other problem.
in all reality, he never rented the space
No,
from
we
us.
borrowed it.
It was taken away from the parks to begin with.
So that's another issue. When he comes in, everything goes up. When he says he's done, and that is the done date, everything comes down. End of story. And definitely, it sounds like a lot of this stuff was maybe done by word of mouth or something with maybe the township trustees, I don't know, and maybe he didn't follow through, but it wasn't all written down. So it needs to be all written down in a
Right.
contract, and he needs to sign it. I mean, that's the way I see it. I have no problem with him coming, or
Right.
I have no animosity, believe me, but everybody uses that park. And, people come in and they want to use that, and that's meant for our people to be able to use that if they have a picnic or whatever, so.
Yeah, I believe that the women's club trainers from our guys over anything of his, I mean, why should his be up more time than yours?
Yeah.
When,
Well, and realistically, our town paid for those banners because we do everything by donations.
Right.
Or those were donations. All right. Well, then if we go down to, so we need some reserved signs for the pavilions. So even when anybody else,
we need something.
we need some that says
Permanent,
reserved and you can put a name on it
Yeah.
and then you can take it off, slide in or whatever.
Yeah, some sort of a display.
So that people know for whoever or whatever it is. And then, he wants to reserve the back of the trailhead parking, basically right there where the
Yeah.
totem is, for boat motor vendors.
Well, you only had like 2 boats, didn't you? Oh,
No,
no.
what he's talking about on
They're for
that
motors.
is there are 2 manufacturers
Mhm.
that want to bring in trailers
With motors.
with motors on display.
Oh,
sale.
just motors, not,
For
Not-
sale.
yeah,
and
he's,
are we gonna get a cut of that?
well, that would come under his.
I'm all
rental
about
fee.
getting money.
Yeah, that would come under his rental fees, I would think. But I don't know if we have the authority to reserve or block off part of the trailhead.
And who takes care of that? The DDA, right?
That would
No.
have to include DNR, I would think.
DNR, that's not anything.
The DNR,
Well, they wouldn't be blocking off the trailhead.
The parking lot, though,
The parking lot is,
which
but the
was paid
trailhead
for
would be.
under the DNR.
so what he's wanting to do is he wants to take the chamber parking lot and block it off. Which we do that. But we usually do it for like the craft show, and then a community event. I guess that would be up to you. We have limited parking as it is. There's roughly 30 parking spots in that parking lot that are gonna disappear the week before the 4th of July.
I understood you wanted to reserve the 2.
Just the 2 in the back.
closest
Yeah.
to the
There's
trail.
the two closest ones in the back.
Yeah,
Or
because
something
then
like
what
that.
happens is he would turn them around so people would be mulling around where the boats and the tent is, and then they'd be looking at the motors.
Yeah, that I have no problem.
But to
with
what
that.
degree, that's probably gonna take up probably 4 spaces, I think.
Yeah, but something like that, that's not, a problem. I mean, that happens on a regular day when the bike groups come. I thought you were talking about parking the whole parking lot, and that would change a lot.
Yeah,
That might be a clarification question.
Yeah, we need to clarify that.
okay. And how many boats did he have last year? Do you know?
The exact number I don't know, but he had a very good turnout. It was over 100 boats, as I recall.
Oh, you mean in the,
In the,
The show or in his.
No, in the poker run.
okay.
he had, I think it was 6 vendor displays.
Right, plus he had side by sides and equipment.
Yeah, that was the vendor displays.
The only reason why I'm asking, was there a question about boat dock fees with him when you talked to him, Trudy? Did I understand that? He wanted
He
to,
wanted it waived, didn't he?
And I told him that was not a negotiable.
that's a lot of
We
money
can't
that
do
comes to
Yeah.
parks. And I don't
We
think you
can't.
can do that anyway.
Can't buy, that's part of the agreement. We can't,
That's not even ours.
I
that's
was
not
gonna
us.
say, that's not really us to
That's
do.
not ours.
Okay, so that stands.
So that's a no.
Okay, so basically, then the last thing we have is park sponsorship and donations. So, I mean, the way I see it is it has to be agreed up front, written down in a contract, and signed as to what, obviously, the cost is to rent Marina Park, if there's a donation agreed upon, or a percentage of entry money, or what does it look like? And I guess that has to be discussed with him as well. And then we have to write that in the contract, the way I see it. I mean,
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know what
agree with
anybody
you.
else thinks.
Yes.
So then the contract needs to include cost per day, dumpster specifications, porta-john requirements, costs for park staff or whoever's on call. If, like Trudy says, if someone has to come in, then they need to pay for that, if that's the case, if it's their issue or not our issue.
Right.
Insurance requirement, donation fee. So basically, everything on our application that we've changed, not to mention what that donation fee would be. And any of the other extras that he's asking for may have to be written on another piece of paper out on that side. That's the way I see it.
I have a question about the donation fee.
Uh-huh.
Should we include that? That's almost like we're requiring a donation to get something done.
No, well,
And
doesn't he,
if they
didn't
want to
he
make
tell
a
them what he
donation-
was gonna do?
Hmm?
Didn't he tell them what the donation would be last year upfront?
No. Matter of fact, the
And then
very
it didn't
first year,
happen?
the very first year, he promised to make a donation to the parks. The donation was never made.
That's what I mean.
But that's a voluntary thing on
Yeah,
his
he
part,
didn't
separate
have
from
to
renting.
do
I
it.
get that, so that's,
But-
yeah, I get that. But if there is a donation made, it needs to go to
Maybe,
parks.
maybe we need to,
Well, the second year, the donation went to the fireworks. fund.
yeah.
The parks was excluded from that.
Yeah.
And this
So
is
we need
about
to
raising money
figure
for
out
the
how
parks.
to write donation fee instead of donation fee. I mean, don't sound so, like,
Agreed
hey,
upon.
what's our
remittance.
donation? What are you gonna donate to us? kind of
Well,
thing.
It's-
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Or
It's-
it could be an agreement for a rental, an increased rental cost, or a rental cost since it's not a
Well-
community-based thing.
There is no reason to have it called a donation.
No,
We want this much money, it is the fee.
so,
Yeah.
the cost,
When I do the boat races, it's $1,000 a day fee.
oh, well, that's,
That's the fee.
Okay.
And that's
So
what this
maybe
guy
we
should
need-
have, not, a donation leaves,
It's too big of
that's,
a window.
yeah, I see what you
Right.
mean, right.
it leaves wiggle room.
Right.
This is, if you are going to do this, this is the fee required.
Yeah.
So it'd be a sponsorship fee, right? It'd basically just be
It's
a,
a rental fee.
an event
He's renting
rental
our,
fee.
he's renting our property, that's what it costs, it's his,
So you said that for the other one, they do $1,000 a
there's
day?
$1,000 for the weekend, so I can't remember that, thousands in my head,
I
but.
mean, it's a precedent, I
It's
guess.
like, yeah, when we do the baseball, for the year, the school pays us X number of dollars per year, that's their fee.
It's the
Little
cost.
League pays that, soccer pays that.
Because they're not just taking over the pavilion, they're taking over the whole arena.
Yes, his is much more than, the pavilion goes for $100 a day,
This is
and
for next year,
he's
though, right?
exceeded that.
Right,
That was already
Well,
signed.
that's,
I mean, then
The-
the beer tent, you know, there's,
that has
and the whole
not been
time they
agreed
work to the hour, there's.
So that's, so if you
yeah,
look
she
at
made
the,
a point, they're hooked to our power, they're hooked to all those things.
so if you look at
Yes,
last, I mean, this is for next year's that he's already filled out,
Right.
or somebody filled out, but they don't have park rental fee per day. So we just need to come up with what we want to charge him and get rid of
the donation.
donation altogether. And this is what it's gonna be this year, and so be it.
Yep, you don't want to do that?
And it would be the same for everyone that's in it to make money.
Yeah, that's going to
Versus
make
a
a
family
profit.
wanting it for a birthday party.
Yeah, or-
Something.
Anybody who
related
wants,
to
who's
our
gonna make a
township.
profit
Right.
needs
Well,
to,
and-
Because our town, you know, if there's something going on in our township, then that's different.
okay.
So we do have to talk to him, we have to revisit this, we have to revisit the date.
Well, the first thing we need to do is confirm his dates.
Yeah,
And-
because, and he needs to know that we're not happy about this date, it needs to be the third week, which is what we've been told all along.
Right.
But we'll extend an invitation to him to come to our next meeting,
Yeah,
put him on the agenda, we'll talk it through here, and then we can go from there. Whether at that point you decide that we've hammered it out.
but is that, what
If it's
happens
more.
is the further we get out, what happens if he starts doing signage and he starts doing all this stuff with that date on it? That's the only thing I'm wondering.
Well, if he
We
needs
need
to,
to
I'm
let him
saying
know.
the next meeting, he needs to come to.
But I kind of
Yeah,
think
so
we
I
need
hope
to
it's
give him a
special.
heads up
A heads up.
ASAP and say, hey, we're having an issue with your date right now.
Okay,
We just want you to know this.
Your banners have always said the third week of June, July, whatever.
And that's what we're
June.
going on, yeah,
And let's confirm what he says his dates are, because maybe
yeah.
this is wrong, and if he's gonna back it up that week, the banners come down the day after he's gone, the Women's Club's banners go up. And then we don't have no issues with the banners.
Well, we do about when they go up. They can't go up in May.
It was quite, it was quite a lengthy time between when his event was over and when it was done.
Well,
We know.
I know
Yeah,
that,
I know.
but
So I
so,
mean, so
and that's something that's going to have to change. He's gonna have to take them down.
Right.
Or
This won't happen anymore.
Or he can pay Doug to take him down the next day. I mean, we'll do the work for him, but we're not doing it for free.
Well, and
He's-
maybe that
he
needs
has
to be written in
mentioned-
there as
There
well.
would be additional fees.
Yeah, if the banners are not down, Doug will remove them at such and such a charge.
Yeah, because he has mentioned that he's got all the equipment necessary to put banners up on the light poles and take them down.
Right. Right.
And if we have to remove his, or he takes his down, I have to put the ladies back up, which we get billed for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we need to be upfront with him.
And that
I don't
needs
want
to be
him
in the contract. It
Yeah.
all needs to be in the contract.
Right, I mean, we were, last year talked about, we learned a lot on two different fronts of
Exactly.
our faults with our
Contract.
contract,
Yeah.
Exactly.
because two
Please.
different groups
Can I
are
add
split.
something?
Yep, you may.
I know that last year he didn't follow through with what he said he was going to do. And he also said he would be responsible for any damages that occurred to our banners when he was taking them down and putting them back up. I would like to see a phrase in there about his responsibility if damages occur, that he would be responsible for fixing and replacing.
That could come under the insurance provision
Right.
that that's covered.
Yeah, replacing,
Replace, yeah, whatever it is.
thank you.
Yeah.
And may I just add also with regard to when the banners go up, set a time frame. I think
Absolutely.
that's reasonable. To say 2 weeks prior to the event, 14 days, 10 days, whatever you determine that to be.
Give it with a hard date.
Yes.
Yes, this is a hard day. You can go up
because
when you
then I
decide to do it
can-
as your business, and this is the hard day to come down.
Yep.
Agreed. And I don't know what's the women's club comfortable with, a month? Wasn't it a month last time?
Well,
or-
when it first came, we became aware of it, I guess at our last meeting, he proposed May 1st until
His
after
event.
his event. That's 2 months.
Yes.
That's almost
So-
our whole summer.
My question to you is then, you want your banners to go up, then
Yes,
taken down, and then go back up,
yes,
is what you would like to see happen?
yes, I would.
Okay,
So when the winter banners go down,
okay.
our summer banners will
Go
go up.
immediately back up.
Mhm.
Okay,
So I think 2 to 3 weeks for his banners to be up is,
So if they go up
More
June
than-
1st, and then he goes to the 3rd week, that should be about 3 weeks.
Well, there's no need to have them up after the event's over.
no, the day after,
No.
they can come down.
I would think the weekend before the event starts, the weekend before that week that it starts, would be soon enough.
No, I think you need to leave it up
Couple weeks for.
He wants them up a little longer
That would
to,
be almost-
of his event.
Yeah, they would be up and they'd be up the Saturday and Sunday before that week.
yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
if people wanna enter and stuff, that gives them information, so I understand why he wants them up for a little bit, but. And he does put up those standalone ones all over as well. But yeah, I mean, we can discuss that, I guess, when he comes.
Yeah, I will check with him when I call him, I'll try and get a hold of him tomorrow. And
Okay, in
I will
between,
Make sure on the date for sure. Tell
Yeah.
him that he's got 2 conflicting dates. So
Yes.
we need to know for sure which date.
yes.
And I would, when we set the next meeting date at the end of the meeting, I will let him know
And
what day and time.
do we know what he paid? Oh, wait.
Um,
I think I have it.
And Oh, really? I think you made like a $1,200 donation to fireworks. And that's a number that's floated around.
unfortunately, that didn't help parks, I'm sorry to say.
No,
And I don't want to be rude or, so park fee last year, he paid, according to this contract, $150 and a $250 deposit, I'm guessing? Is that what that is, John?
No, it's per day.
What,
So he paid
what's
the
per
park
day?
rental fee per day. And on that line, Bob, is written in there, $100 plus 50.
Okay, so
So
that
he
equals
paid-
150.
250. So he paid for 2 days plus 50.
That's a little.
And he was set up for in the neighborhood of
Yeah,
the tent.
He had
was
400
almost
to
a week
500
before the tent
people.
came down after that. I mean, it stayed, he just took advantage of the fact that
Yeah.
nobody was pushing him and just.
Okay,
like,
so can we come up tonight with a park rental fee that we want to charge him per day?
Yes, I think we can. I
I
think
think
it
we
should be
should.
$1,000 a day for
At
a
least.
commercial event.
for a commercial event, and that should
Correct.
maybe go in our applications.
And because that's what the boat races pay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it is
They do a
a-
very good job of cleaning up afterwards also.
Yeah, I mean, it does kind of set precedence for someone coming in and doing.
All right, so does somebody want to make a motion? Or do we want to discuss this? Or you got to make a motion and then we discuss?
I would like to make a motion that we set 2 different rates for reserving Tuscarora Township Park facilities. One for private use, residential type things such as birthdays, anniversaries,
Family.
family type
Family,
events.
community
and
oriented.
another
Community.
for commercial. And I think we should have commercial rates at least $1,000 per day.
I agree. I second that.
All right, so your motion is commercial rates to be,
$1,000 per day or part of a day.
day. It's motion. And Gail
I
seconds.
second.
Gail seconds. All approve, or,
Aye.
yeah, all approve.
Aye.
Aye. You? Pat, I didn't hear that.
Aye.
Okay, so $1,000 commercial and private family gatherings will go with what we have on the
Correct.
books.
Which is
Yes.
Yeah,
for $100.
Which is what?
$100 to the pavilion for the building.
Question, nonprofit or not-for-profit groups, where will they fall? Or is,
well, community would be
Yeah.
Women's Club, Interfest, Summerfest, all that stuff, right? Is it community?
Well,
Doesn't it already say in our
I
stuff that,
thought that one baseball team is non-profit, but
When you enter into saying nonprofit.
Yeah.
Everybody and their brother is a nonprofit.
somehow, some,
We're a nonprofit,
right.
okay? So.
Yeah.
Kind of what I use is for my guideline when stuff like that comes up. Chamber comes to me for something. That's for the good of the community,
Right.
pretty much, so I tend to lean toward, if anything, just the token $100 exchange so that there's something there. Or Women's Club want to do your annual lunch at the pavilion, you donated to the pavilion. I don't think we should charge you to use it.
Okay, then I have a question for you. PLPD, what is that?
BLPA.
Okay.
sorry, close.
I'm
I don't know how you.
They have been paying $100 to do,
Yes, to use
and
it.
I've been asked why, when they're a nonprofit, and, see, that's where, what Trudy just said.
Yes, that's where you see, but back, and Jim Burke used to be president, he used to be on the board. And they agreed that they didn't mind giving the parks
Okay,
$100.
well, then, that's what
So
I'll,
that's why.
Yes, I mean, they,
I don't think it's whether it's a profit or not-for-profit, it's community-based or non-community based.
yeah.
The way I
it's-
see it.
My understanding of nonprofits is a nonprofit is a entity that does not pay dividends to a board. You can pay a nonprofit president $50 million a year if you want. You just can't pay dividends. You can make as much profit as you want, but you keep it in a fund within the organization. You don't pay it out to individuals.
Yeah, who is the community events on?
And then going back to your Burt Lake Preservation, they give thousands of dollars to this community
Oh, yeah.
for
Yeah.
improvements.
well, and I think
Yeah,
that's
I
why
would,
the person was asking me, why do we have to pay? We already told them.
So basically, it's just always been done by who the president was at the time.
Or-
But that can change.
But they can,
If-
if they wanna ask us to waive it, they can come in and
yeah,
ask
they could
us.
have, could be waived,
Okay.
they could do it, I mean, it's,
Okay.
One final thing on this tune time,
Mhm.
it's probably is just a typo, but tune time on his website is with 3 O's
Okay,
because it's a tri-tune. And if you look at his application, he does have 3 O's
Okay.
on his email address there.
Oh, but it's not where he
down
filled
here.
it out. Oh, somebody else.
Somebody
filled it
else
out.
must
But on
filled it out.
this,
Oh, I
you know,
see.
we have it up
Okay.
here,
Okay.
just 2 O's.
Yeah.
okay,
So if you try to send him an email at that, it won't get through.
okay.
The, you wanna look at this, the other thing? The large pavilion? No. The
Okay, I'm
commitment
sorry,
to building
I
a
went out.
pavilion?
yeah, was that him coming with this? He's committed to
Trudy
do that?
talked to him.
Yeah.
He basically, what I've got written down, you can tell me if this is wrong, is that he wants a commitment to build a larger pavilion to house 500 plus people. He's willing to commit to a 10-year lease. Supposedly, approximately $8,000 per year to build an additional pavilion to match the current one. We could use his donations, hold it in park CIP fund for a future one. And then there's different prices of these, and then you could put doors in afterwards to use it for other functions for us. But that's, I don't know, a pretty good commitment that, I don't know.
I would not, I think 10 years is too long. I think if we did a commitment, I wouldn't do more than 3 years to try this out. Versus we're stuck with this for 10 years and it becomes a fiasco. And then what do we do?
Well, I myself, I wouldn't commit to any of it because he's asking us to build something that he can use to make money off of.
Yeah, we
And
won't,
if he walks away, we're stuck with the financing of it.
I agree.
Well,
yeah, that's
My
true.
question, I got, for any of that, where the time you getting money to build a pavilion?
Yeah.
We don't have it.
Well, this
He
is
wants
the
us to
parks.
build a pavilion.
Well, no,
We
he
have
wants
no-
to, yeah, put a
Parks
certain
for a
amount of
long
money in
time.
it, but we
No,
still need
he
to
wants
build
us
it.
to build a
Yes.
pavilion so
Yes.
that we can, and he's saying that his rentals will help pay for that pavilion.
Yeah.
We can't afford the
No, we
pavilion.
can't. So this
So
is, there's no even discussion.
So we have no discussion about
Yeah,
this?
it's nothing, that's,
No, we can't afford it.
Okay,
And the other thing is, the parks for a long time has talked about in the future to put a band shell type thing in that location.
or
to use for our
it's been
community.
thrown around that we could cover that entire parking lot, like Gaylor did the Dawson.
Oh, yeah,
Sheboygan and have
use
a
that.
nice venue.
Okay, all right, so that's done.
That one,
Sorry. Okay, anything else on two times?
So then if I understand correctly, Doug's gonna contact him and advise him that he should attend our next meeting.
And get a concrete date.
And verify a date, and
Dates.
I just want a rate, so when he comes in, we're not doing that prior when he's here.
So what we're looking at too is if it is the last weekend in July, that is not an option.
No.
June.
The third weekend would
The
The
third
twenty-fifth
weekend
that
is,
he has is
But
not.
the other one is not.
So it'd be the weekend, what's the weekend before the twenty-fifth? The week is that eighteenth, the Friday?
Well, I don't know if we wanna say that if he doesn't have it the 18th, we don't want it here, is that what you're saying?
No,
No,
we're
we're
just
saying
saying
that
we would
it
rather
can't
him
be
not do
first.
the
Yes,
twenty-fifth.
okay,
He can
okay.
do it any time, but the third week that he has always told us that he
Yes,
would
we
do.
prefer him to do it the 18th through the 22nd.
And all
Yours
his
coming out
banners
on the
say that.
23rd, and then our life goes on.
Yeah.
Looking at December.
18th through the 23rd.
Because basically, all of his banners said third weekend of June, annually.
Yeah.
Because when he originally made his pitch on the third weekend in June, his argument was this would give enough lead time after his event for the township to get ready for the 4th of
Yeah.
July people.
Yeah,
And our parades and our functions that we're now having.
And he referred to that as a shoulder weekend, which when you think of Memorial Day and Fourth of July, it is that second and third weekend in June.
Yeah.
I would consider that a shoulder to the big lead up to Fourth.
okay. Can we move on?
Mhm.
Okay, we have someone here from the Women's Club that would like to speak. That would be Miss Jane.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to let you know that our membership has voted to, we call it Fund the Mission, and our mission this year was the 6 park benches to be placed at DeVille Beach. And so we have voted to fund up to $10,000 for the 6 benches to be ordered and placed on the concrete pads that are already there.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much.
That'll
So
be
Doug,
wonderful.
can you get those ordered? And then,
Doug, those benches would be anchored, correct?
Yeah, I'll put mollies right into the concrete. And
and
during the boat races, they will be moved to the side.
why? Are they in the way?
They will be, yeah, they
Oh,
just, they
taking the
get
boats
so
in and
full down, trying to move their boats
Does it?
around and that stuff. We just,
Okay,
we'll pick them up, unbolt them, pick them up with the tractor and take them, set them off to the side. It helps them and they'll get,
and wears and tears and everything, yeah.
it's just a better,
All right.
Doug, when you determine a price, I know we talked a little bit about price. Could you let me know the price per bench when you,
yeah, I'll get ahold of Doug tomorrow.
okay, sounds great, thank you.
Thank you. With the Women's Club.
Yeah, it's great. It's wonderful.
Hooray.
We're happy to do that.
Okay. Any other comments, questions?
No.
Okay. Here's the best one for the night. I should have put that last. Elections of new officers. Alan, what did you want to be? I forget.
Yes,
You have
again,
an
girl.
opening on the board.
We have one opening.
Yes. I'm going to make that announcement at the end. If anybody's interested, please come.
I thought you had some.
I never heard from them, so we're still looking. All right, elections of new officers. The first thing we need is a chairperson.
I nominate Beth to be chair.
I second. Are you okay with that? You're doing a great job.
Choo choo.
Chairperson, okay, Pat, nominate Gail. Second, All in favor?
Aye.
Approved. Okay, we
Are
all,
we going to
You get a
have
raise.
co-chair?
You get a raise.
are we going to have a co-chair? I think that's a good, wise idea, if I'm not gonna be here, then they take over. And I will nominate Gail as co-chair.
I would second that.
Of course you would. That's fine, I'll do that. We're all in this together.
All approved?
Aye.
Okay, now we're looking for a secretary. Well,
Well, as I mentioned before, I really wouldn't want to, but I will do that.
if you'd like, we could hold off to see if Stacy, or we can nominate.
Or I can do
No,
either
she's
one.
gonna hear you. appoint her.
Yeah, right.
That's how I always had it.
Yeah. Now,
All
here,
right, so
It's all
I
you.
personally, I'm going to nominate Pat for secretary.
Thank you.
A second.
Gail. Seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
I cannot vote for myself.
Oh, I did. You can't vote for yourself. Who's gonna vote for you? All right. Now, I am still confused about our treasurer. If we need one, if we don't need one, if we need him bonded, if we don't need him bonded. I did talk to Lori Smith, and she said if we need one, that she would be our, if it has to be a bonded treasurer, that she would do it. What are you saying, Ellen? No, we don't need one?
I don't see why.
I called a couple of the old members and asked them, but nobody got back with me.
Parks for decades operated without a treasurer.
But I would like somebody, because
The township treasurer assumed the responsibility for paying the bills and keeping track of township.
but I
accounts.
had a little bit of issues with, and I don't wanna talk negative. I want somebody on our board to take control of keeping our finances somewhat,
I agree, and then
A
they
to
can
B.
be compared.
and we can just make sure that we're not paying bills that we're not supposed to be, which I think we've done a better job,
Right, but
getting them out and stuff like that.
the more checks and balances you put in,
The more
The-
transparent it is.
right, the more.
Yeah, so, I would like to see that, and maybe, Stacy, we can check with her and see if she'd be willing to do that. If not, I will try between Gail and I think we can do it together, kind of thing. Because I want our money to stay with us, and I wanna make sure we're making sure that that's where it's staying. And not relying on somebody else to say, oh yeah, it's there.
And if you wanna look back at past, by not having a treasurer, there were things that came along where it took quite a while to get an answer about funds, what this account was, what that account was. If you have an internal person that's doing that, then you're tracking that as well. Instead of just taking,
Well, it's good for both.
yes, for
Yeah, I mean, it's just keeping
And for
apples
me.
and oranges in the same
Really.
basket.
somebody else looking
And
at.
maybe every
the budget,
month that
you
it
know?
goes, every month, you go through it, make sure it all checks out, not every year, but every month. And then
Yeah.
that way it just
Yeah.
checks out. It'll be
So we
probably a
can
half
either check
hour,
with
15-minute thing.
Stacy, or I'm even comfortable of having Andrew do it. I don't know how you guys feel, but
I think that's too much.
Andrew, for what?
Oh, you mean to just keep track?
just to keep, like, when we get these in,
Yeah.
and I'm not talking a big, huge, just a ledger, how many AutoZone we have, or what is it, autos?
You have many more lines on there that aren't in just what you signed for your bills. You have your health insurance, you have.
Oh, no, but
Well,
that, I'm
that's
not,
what-
no, I
that's
know
what
all
your
that.
treasurer would do, so.
No, I
mean,
get that, but I'm just saying, if we can keep track of our bills, when the treasurer comes out and says how much we paid for bills,
Mhm.
I can't, I'm not saying I'm not worried, but I'm not worried about the workman's comp, the insurance, your pay. I'm sure you
Right.
guys
Well, how
can take
about
care of
our-
yourself.
How about our grants?
Yeah.
Someone that could be following, following those numbers and things, and, I could spend a whole bunch of money and you guys wouldn't know about it for months.
But that's
You
it.
know what I mean?
Trust you.
But.
Well, but that's why it
may not
needs to be
me.
checked
It may
every
be
month, not
somebody
because
else,
we don't trust you, but
No.
because numbers can be messed
Right,
up or
it's-
things can get overlooked or whatever.
Yeah, the more checks and balances, I mean, that was the whole thing that they came up with. For too long, I had been creating my own bills and approving them.
Right,
And the board was never looking at them at all.
yeah.
So it's to protect,
Everybody
board
around,
to
not
not-
just you, everybody around.
right, and future people too.
Yes,
You don't
exactly.
know
So
what's
I would, and like I said, we don't have to get into your pay, his pay. That should be the same every month, unless somebody's getting a little bit of overtime. I mean, but basically,
What goes out, what we're bringing in by
Yeah.
rentals or whatever, what we're spending that money on.
yeah, so I would really like to keep a little bit of track of our money, whether we do it how they do it. I don't care, whether we come up with our own system, I'm fine with that, but I'd like to do something.
Well, I do agree there is a need to know how much money we have at any given time. So if something comes up, is it realistic to even discuss it? Because money's there and the board decides
Yeah, if it's
to
not.
use it for something.
Yeah,
I do not like the idea of Andrew
okay,
because he's leaving in
oh, that's true.
And I
basically
just
5
think he's
months.
a little young to do it. Not that he can't, it's just a big
He
responsibility.
could do it, but he's also not elected.
Okay,
Yeah,
but he's not really handling any of it, he's just,
Data
Doing this-
entry. I would have no problem with the data entry part of it.
yeah, so, all right, well, we'll check with Stacy and,
maybe between the two of them.
yeah, between the two of them, she could
That's a good thought.
get her set up, and then she just has to pop in numbers, and then, she can bring a report, I get their report every month,
I
or
think that, yeah.
before every meeting. So, all right, so we'll add that to next meeting, so. All right, any other,
So what are we adding to this meeting's agenda?
next meeting agenda, we wanna check with Stacy to see if she would,
Renee and Drew will take over.
Okay,
take over /
Bookkeeping.
bookkeeping, we'll call it. And if they don't wanna do it, then,
I remember her saying,
well,
I thought she said she would do it.
we'll figure it out. I mean,
Yes.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else in regards to the election? All right,
the open position.
oh, yes, we're pleading for somebody to come join our commission, Parks Commission.
Are we on public comments now?
Not yet.
We'll let
Okay,
you
then
know.
I'll hold off.
And I will make that announcement until we get somebody to come join us. So hopefully I only have to say it once.
Okay.
All right. Next on the agenda is Chambers rental agreement for February 14th and 15th for the Winterfest. Is that correct, Doug?
Yep, she just said those were the dates they were gonna have.
Okay,
I haven't gotten any.
we don't have to
yet,
approve and
but-
disapprove. We're good.
No, we'll get that. I just wanted you to be aware that that's
Okay.
the weekend they were looking at.
Okay.
And as more details become available, and Vicky from the chamber wanted to come tonight, but she wasn't able to just do say hi, introduce
So
yourself
that'd
to
be
you.
great,
but
we'd love to meet her.
All right.
Okay,
I
everybody
just
could
wish
turn
they-
their page over for those who are challenged.
I just noticed.
Huh?
I was ahead of you.
She's putting in a dig on me because I said she was challenging me having it on both sides.
Okay,
Without a picture saying turn page over. Like,
Yeah, turn over.
I would
Look
like
at
to
Daryl.
see if Andrew would be willing to maybe talk to some kids and see if they have any suggestions to the parks. And,
Great.
like that.
that was Pat's idea.
Well, we both talked
Um,
about it.
So I don't know, I don't think we need a motion for that, we just need to ask him.
If the board's comfortable with
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
everybody's good with that.
Always good to have input. I mean, that is what we do.
Okay, and then I should have did this at the beginning, I think. I wanted to add on number 6, grant and fundraisers. Does anybody object that I add that now?
No.
Okay, the grant, from what I understand, I called the DNR and talked, well, I sent an email to Samantha Davis, and she said that there's already been a grant submitted from the former supervisor in regards to 138,800. We have to match 25%. So that would be 46,300, and the total would be 185,100. I'm really bad when it comes to these numbers, but, so we do appreciate it that he submitted this, but we wanted to, when we submitted for a grant, we wanted to try to get the retaining wall within this grant. So I don't know if we want to look into another grant until we can get this one taken care of. We will find out in December sometime if we get this grant. And I'm assuming, Trudy, I didn't print the whole thing. I'm assuming they're gonna call you.
Did they give you the name of the grant? Is it the pets?
Yes, it's the recreation passport.
Yeah, project funding and, I didn't print the whole thing out, I just printed out. Didn't you send her the
I
grant?
can send you that too.
Yeah.
I think I did
I
already.
think you did, yeah.
And if you by chance make a copy of that, or would you make me one? Cause I would like to keep our stuff with us.
Yep.
And then if you find out they get it, and it would have been, I would have loved it if Bob would have called and asked me, hey, we're gonna apply for this grant, would you like to come in and see how?
Right.
Cause I would have sat with him.
Well, this is the first I've heard of that grant.
I just found out myself,
Because it wasn't discussed at any of the previous
meetings, no.
township meetings.
So.
Yeah.
So.
I didn't know. that
If
until
you
it sent
want,
me
I
the-
could send you the PDF that Doug sent me to look at, and Gail, if you want it. It's 30-some pages, and I didn't see the sense of printing.
My
30-some
concern
pages.
would be, does the park have the matching funds?
Yeah,
Well, unfortunately, we're gonna have to come up with matching funds, because this is for the bathrooms at the Depot Beach, which we were going to try to do this. We have, I mean. we have-
Anything that we're gonna do, we're gonna have to try and figure out a way to raise our match money anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
so my question is if you can't match it, will they prorate what they give you by what you match?
no, I think we lose it.
You lose the whole thing?
Yeah,
I've
so,
never done.
And I mean, if we get that grant and we need that match money, I really don't think it would be too much of an issue to get the community to come up with the money to back, put out the word that we need money for bathrooms at the Go Beach, and people are gonna come out and donate money for bathrooms.
But first we have to get the
Right,
grant.
first, get the,
And
And
how
then,
much time do we have to match it?
I didn't really read the whole thing, Gail, like I said,
Right.
I just got it this morning,
yeah,
yesterday.
yesterday we had talked to Sue about it, and she said you should typically wait until you get the grant before you start to try to secure the match.
So you probably have a year or so
Yeah,
to do
there's
it.
a window in there. There are,
So we're looking, I'm gonna round it off to 50,000.
Right.
And then that's where I also added the fundraiser. And you and I talked briefly about that girl on Facebook that said she had a comedy. Or
Jane,
did you guys?
Pat knows the comic that they were starting to talk about setting up for a fundraiser for parks.
Correct.
And I know that,
Patrice Armstrong?
Yeah, my daughter.
oh, okay, then that was her.
Oh, okay, well then, can you, yeah, we're very interested in doing
Well,
that.
he had agreed to do a fundraising previously, a couple of years ago, and Mike Armstrong came up here, met with Mike Ridley, the supervisor. They discussed the mechanics and stuff. It turns out that Mike know a lot of the same people in the entertainment business and stuff. And Mike Armstrong agreed to do it for free.
Oh, wow.
But then Jay got involved and said any money coming in from it would have to go to the township's general account, and we could not access it until the following fiscal year.
Okay. With that,
Why is,
That was just,
that was their policies.
so we scrapped it because,
Okay,
even though it was raised for our usage?
Correct.
okay.
Well, then how can that happen?
well,
It's in the past, and we're gonna leave it there because.
No,
we can't-
but I'm
we can't
saying, is
figure
that
out
the way
and
it's
we're not
gotta be in
gonna
the
do it.
future though? Is that a written?
no, that
Rule?
is not.
Oh, okay, so that wasn't a rule.
No, that was a policy.
That was something I believe,
So it's nothing that we would have to follow this year?
Correct.
is that correct, Trudy? Are we okay if we do this fundraiser? Can the money be put into our,
It would be put in your revenue account, let me review the policies and see, and we can address that as a board.
okay,
Well, and if we ear note it for the grants, that might be different too than just raising money for parks. You're raising it for this grant.
But money raised by parks is for parks.
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
would
because
be,
we're,
Yeah.
in your revenue account, whether it would be in there under, housing improvements.
right, it's,
So what I want to look for is the policy that
right.
says when parks raises or receives money for the use of their facilities, is there a moratorium on when they can access it?
Right.
I'll look for that.
Okay.
And then I'll get a hold of you.
Okay.
yeah, they rewrote that, when they took away the fund balance, then they rewrote how monies that come in can be spent. And it can only, they did us a favor by marking it so it can only go into improvements, not maintenance. So like our rental fees and stuff are, so we can fix things up, it's not just the day-to-day operations.
And improvements is also includes purchasing new lands or additional lands.
Upgrading the equipment,
Yep.
that kind of stuff. Stuff we need to be able to do it.
so would you be willing to see if they're still willing to do that for us?
I have checked with them, and as Petra said, Mike has agreed to do pending his schedule, because he
Okay.
travels
Okay.
nationally and he does TV shows and stuff, so it'd have to fit within his schedule.
Well, absolutely. No, I'm gonna call Claire's schedule. No, for sure. That would be great if we can, I mean, we can start that in motion and see when he can, if he can do that. If not, we're going to look somewhere else for a fundraiser.
We would have to decide where the venue would be held.
Right.
And previously, we had discussed the ice rink,
Yeah.
and
they
they
would
went
be
out
good
there,
size.
and he thought it would be suitable for the type of show he does. We just have to
I
have
agree.
a little stage and.
But my
sound system.
question to you, and this is just putting it out there, I don't know how many people, how many chairs do you think would,
Under that ring?
yeah.
Oh,
Quite a few.
Well, would it be, and the only reason I'm saying is because can we get a liquor or beer or wine license down there for the
Yes.
day? Okay, because we have to have something else to, you
oh,
know,
but I've
Well,
always thought
persons-
about a Parks Festival,
huh?
where if this guy's coming in, he can come to your headliner, and you do other things, you know, maybe have Mike Ridley coming
I
up,
was just gonna
other
say,
entertainment throughout
or other music.
different parts of the day. You have food, you have drink, and you do it at your park, because that's where you're trying to raise money, and you can kind
So
of,
we could have, like a winery come in and sell their wine, but we get a little bit of a profit.
yeah, that's
This is a
typically how, like, the chamber makes money on their beer tent, is they get
Okay,
stuff like, and, yeah, the winery would come in and they give you a portion of their intake.
Okay.
Sometimes they just donate the wine too.
okay. All right, so if you'll check with him and see if we can get any dates and then we can,
Well, I think the first thing is, we need to get an idea
well, first we gotta find out if we're
on
gonna get it.
when we want to do it, because it's gonna be weather related, you don't want to have it during the middle of the winter, at the ice rink.
We, but, no, we do it regardless, because we're gonna need it. If we didn't get this grant, we gotta get another.
Yeah.
We're gonna need that.
Yeah.
'Cause we're at
So-
the point with the beach that we've got.
Well, I do remember last year, I think the brewery, they did a comic
Yeah.
in that tent, and it was packed. And then, you know, he didn't have food, no, I mean, they had the
Right.
truck there, and then he did his beer thing, but it was pretty busy, like, I think it would be very well received.
Oh, yeah, and then, again, I come to find out this town is very gracious.
Yeah.
That they donate to things like the parks and that kind of stuff, people are passionate about that. We can get them on. It's just,
You know, we might wanna think about, when we talk about when to have it, we have that early summer, you know, maybe tag it on to the early part of the Summerfest weekend,
But we don't know when Summerfest is yet, right?
not to my knowledge.
Look, Lobster Fest generates a lot of money every year.
Yes.
And we could do something for the parks on an annual basis along those lines.
Yeah.
And the people would turn out.
When is, the Lobster Fest usually?
August,
July, is it August?
July, August.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Thought it was right after July 4th weekend, wasn't it, or right around there?
You know, yeah,
And
it's
that's
on the
just a
free
one-day
refuge
thing, and
section.
ours would be a one-day thing. I think
We
that's
have to
gonna be a
do
trend.
June or something.
The way it was set up before, it'd be a one-day evening thing, there were gonna be 3 performers.
Okay,
And
Yeah, you get your, anyway.
okay, well, let's get that ball rolling a little bit, if we can, and see if we can come up and, the Chambers does Summerfest, right? And the school does Lobster.
Foils, yes.
Huh?
Foils.
Friends of-
Friends of-
Oh,
Foils, that's the acronym.
All right.
You'll get them all sooner or later, because I started to figure them out.
All right, so we'll see if we can maybe hook on to one of their dates, because that might be good. I think that. All right, that's, any other discussion on that? Okay. Public comments.
Question for Doug.
Okay.
The $15,000 that's left for that grant, can that be used for basketball courts?
I possibly could get that through, I just been thought of, but that distraction,
That's not gonna,
it's not, it won't cover the job.
What needs to be done for the basketball court?
In all honesty, they need to be totally ripped
You
out.
don't even want to see it, it's.
they're pretty bad.
The concrete had failed, and somebody came and put asphalt over top of concrete and it failed. So now the concrete under the asphalt is heaving. So you need to
Gotta
just
pull it all out.
basically just tear it all out and do it again.
What's your estimate?
We were in around the 40 to 50
Oh, I
dollars.
thought it was 30.
So,
And we're gonna get this basketball court, because I've been hearing about this for about 20 years
Oh, well-
now.
look how long it took us to come up with the 45,000 to repaint the concrete.
I'm just kidding.
But that's, everything is so expensive, it's crazy.
Any other comments?
Yeah.
Okay,
Now that the officers have been elected, I would seriously consider joining the board.
We would love that.
okay. Can we swear him in tonight?
Sure. What an application.
He's gotta make
Well,
an
you have to do
application.
I have to do that.
And the board has to approve it, or the other board. All right,
Well,
thank
we
you,
have to-
Alan.
Thank you.
We
Yes.
have to approve it and submit it to the township board for their
All right,
acceptance or approval.
so you fill out the application, sir. And
We
you
would
get it.
greatly be,
I'll talk to the supervisor, see if she can get me one.
Okay,
she may not give you.
and then we have to approve it next month, right?
Correct.
See, if you should have been prepared and had it filled out. I'm just saying.
I thought you had somebody.
Well, I just happen to have one.
That's wonderful.
All right, thank you.
We have a bookkeeper. No, I'm just kidding.
I have talked to Kelsey, it's been a while ago, and she is very excited to put on a grant, kind of a grant writing 101 workshop for
Yes,
parks.
we're there.
And she's talking about January, February sometime. It'll be probably held in the library. She's great at helping you. Where do you go to find grants? What are some of the key words? Because the phrasing really does matter in grant writing. But she's very excited to help
Okay.
this board. And I don't think she wants a huge group. She likes to do small group settings. But I asked if she would start with.
Yeah, I'll
this.
get with her in the next couple days
Yeah.
and see if,
Yes.
maybe we're willing to go.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Pat, did you want to go? To the workshop?
Yes.
We also probably would be beneficial.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right, any other board or public comments?
I think you're doing a marvelous job.
Oh.
I do. Yes, and I love the camaraderie and the cooperation between all the various groups in the community. It really does take all.
Oh, yeah, sure. This is not a one-man shop.
Thank you for all your time and effort.
I think this year's gonna be a good year going forward, and I think we just all will work together and figure it out. And if we don't, we'll find someone that can.
Just keep asking questions.
That's the key. Don't act like you know it all. Any
One
more
final
comments?
comment. Beth, this meeting went a heck of a lot longer than the last one I attended with you.
Yeah, you have with me. Those are the ones I swear, I just wanted to get the bills paid. I do not want to fall behind on any bills. Sorry, guys.
That's good.
Don't apologize.
No, don't apologize for that.
Gail, do you have any comment for board?
I just said, when people ask you, as soon as we have 7 days of consecutive temperatures that are supposed to be below 25 degrees,
Then
we
that's
will
great.
start making ice.
Oh, okay.
Are the blinds gonna be the
Good to
right
know.
color?
Yeah, they look really good, but,
That's good, because I went by and I was the one that took a picture and sent it to Beth. I went, I don't know about this green.
It
thing
wasn't
that's
just me.
sideways.
Oh, yeah, no, they're.
Because I've been preaching about getting those for a while, before we even came here, so.
All blue. They're
So they're
all the
blue?
same-
So they're same material and everything.
Yes,
which will
they're
be real
all the
nice.
same
They're heavy.
royal blue, 6 foot high, not
Heavy.
that, there was some 4-footers up there, we were just knocking the wind down to.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that'd be great. I'm very excited about that.
You know, and there is options with those too. They can be turned into advertising.
I think that's a great thing too. And we used to do that, and we, Decca Digital could definitely do that. We used to do that when I used to fundraise for our softball group. And what we would do was we would have people pay for banners, and then we would hang them in the fields the whole time. And I don't think that's a bad idea, on the outside, not on the inside.
Can
on the
we
outside.
advertise on the boards rather than those things? On the ice rink?
But then if you do a wedding or, you're
Well,
gonna
what's
see
the
all
difference?
that,
If you do it on the,
because it'll be on the
So
outside.
the brides can't see it.
It'll be on the outside,
And-
oh,
And on the boards,
but I don't,
they get
It'll be
blackened
a
by
mess.
pots.
okay,
and
just
they're
asking.
going right through them, and
all right.
Heavy
Yeah.
maintenance.
Hmm?
It's heavy maintenance if you put them on the inside.
Yes.
Any comments, Mr.
on the
McGinnis?
outside where people will see it.
I just have very optimistic feelings about the future for this park. The
Yeah,
community enjoys it, they want it, and I think they're willing to make it better than that.
And we're willing to work for them. I think that's a big plus.
we do have something that actually just crossed my mind. Yeah, I'm not about it. And the board had, the previous township board made a resolution to name the ice rink the Melvin Harris Family Ice Rink. I did get some drafts of signage. We need to come up with a number that we're going to put into signage for it, and how you'd like to see
Price?
it done.
And you say number, do you need price?
First, yes.
Okay, that grant that you had, can we use any of that to purchase?
I don't know if that would be probably stretching it, because that's not really
Okay.
an upgrade to.
Improvement.
Well, it is an upgrade, it's, we're giving our ice rink an A.
I don't know, we could ask, I
Okay,
guess.
throw it
But,
out there.
anyway, probably somewhere in the 10,000 years, I think. it's gonna be.
Are you looking at a plaque kind of like the one on the?
No.
you're
No,
looking for like a
What I'm
regular
looking is
video
like
sign type thing
One
like that.
option he had is it would attach right to the side of the rink with it.
So like a naming,
Right.
Yeah, maybe.
Or another one was to do it in the gable end. So it was right up at the
At
top,
the end, yeah.
but like he suggested, if you're going that route, then you're looking at, you need to like that.
The other thing you could do is you could almost do it like, a stand-up, like the Indian River
Yep.
one that's by the ramp. You could do a stand-up right there in front as you go in.
Yeah.
Or on on that road right there, you could do a stand-up one like
Yeah,
that.
we had looked at one in the corner, so it was under the pavilion roof, yeah, it would be right there. And,
And that way you don't have to attach it to anything or
Right.
light up anything.
and it's already lit because of the lighting in the thing, but there's options on that, we just need to put that in there for next meeting, and I will get with him and you can get more information to you.
So you'll
Drop
get
the ball on
for
that one.
information for next meeting. Okay, anything else? Okay, motion to adjourn. Anybody want to make a motion to?
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Anybody want a second?
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Great meeting.
thank you. Thank you for coming and
Yes.
for the
My
mention.
pleasure. No, I feel, I did enjoy it.
I used to love to sit